Good evening, guys. It's Working, bringing you a very quick update on Bitcoin and EOS. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. We're looking at Bitcoin to the US dollar 4-hour chart on Coinbase, and this is just going to be a very quick update. As I said, guys, happy Thanksgiving, by the way, for those of you that do celebrate Thanksgiving, at least in the United States. All right, we're looking at, as I said, Bitcoin to the US dollar. Last time I talked, guys, Bitcoin was operating inside this zone. We've discussed this zone between 4,600 and 4,100 is that zone that I was looking for a reversal in. We are seeing price consolidated, getting squeezed tighter and tighter and tighter. We had this bounce that we discussed yesterday, was rejected right here at this little supply zone that was created up in here. So what I'm watching here as price continues to get squeezed here, series of lower highs, higher lows. As we're approaching the apex here of this wedge, I am expecting a possible larger move. Now, this wedge is not very pretty. In other words, we're not seeing a lot of structure in this wedge. We've had this wick coming out here. I'm taking a lot of liberties drawing this. So the only thing that we are seeing is a series of lower highs, higher lows. Not a very symmetrical, I should say, wedge here. So, the breakout here could come literally at any time. It could come the next 24 hours, possibly even 48 hours, guys. I would expect it, though, in the next 24 hours or so. What we're going to be watching is we're going to be watching this lower wick here. So literally the bottom of this zone sitting right around $4,050, somewhere thereabout. This is the bottom of this wick. We're going to be watching this, guys, because we've got two possibilities. Possibility of a bull trap or a bear trap, as I tell you guys all the time. And looking over here at this, anytime we see a wedge, we always have that possibility, guys. But looking at longs, trying to decipher which way market makers are going to drive this thing, we can see that longs are still, shorts, I should say. Shorts are still outpacing longs, guys. And shorts are actually slowly starting to stack here. We had a little bit of a drop off, a little bit of profit taking here, slowly starting to stack here. Longs, on the other hand, are stacking slightly as well, I should say, but we had this massive drop off. They haven't really recovered much from that. So while longs are less than shorts, they're almost, we don't have that wide gap right now to make it obvious as to which direction market makers are going to drive price at all. So I really can't see us going in either direction here. To the upside, without, and by the way, caveat, even if we do end up breaking up, guys, I will not call that the bottom, the sustainable bull run that we're all hoping for. I think even if we do end up breaking up, guys, it will be a very possible temporary short squeeze to liquidate short positions, and then price is going to fall right back down. I think for that sustainable bull run, we're either going to have to, one, go lower to attract in a lot of new money, or two, we're going to have some kind of major market-moving news, again, like ETF approval, mass adoption by Amazon, something along those lines, guys, to bring new buyers into this market to send this thing on a sustainable bull run. That being said, we can still capitalize off of small moves up or down, and that's what we intend to do. So to the upside, guys, what we're going to be watching for is this zone right here, as we discussed yesterday, this little supply zone that was created back here. Price came up, was rejected, acted what was support, acted as resistance, and broke right back down. We're going to be watching for a possible bull trap where they end up driving price up, possibly hitting into this zone, trapping people into long positions, and then reverse course and just tank it right back down. That's a real possibility, guys. That said, if we can break above this supply zone here, the top of which sits at about $4,800, $4,812 on Coinbase to be exact. If we can break above this zone here, guys, at that point I'm going to start to get rather bullish. That's going to get my attention, and where I will get extremely bullish and probably buy in for a possible bounce is when price, if price does break above this zone, comes back down on the retest. Remember, you always want to buy the retest. On the retest, if this what was resistance starts acting as support, in other words, if we break back up, comes back down, bounces off that support, as soon as I see that bounce, that's when I'm going to buy into strength, and I'm going to expect price to come back up, and I'm going to be targeting the bottom of this zone here, which is going to sit at about about $5,450, this bottom zone here. So as soon as price comes up, hits this zone, we get a nice bounce off that zone. That's when I'm going to buy into strength, and I'm going to be targeting this zone right here. Again, I will not suggest that this is a bottom until we get consistent volume above $10 billion on a daily basis. Right now we're at about $6 billion. Yesterday we were at about 8.2 billion, and that was very, very high considered what it usually is. Typically we've been around 4 billion prior to this latest move here. Obviously this volume coming in, a lot of sellers. So what I'm going to be watching, guys, we're going to know the bottom is in when we get a massive bounce that's confirmed by volume. Once we see that, guys, then we'll know that. Then we can start looking for a possible bottom. Until we see that, guys, this is just going to be, I think, just quick move, possible quick short squeeze up here, target this zone, and I would expect a massive reversal if we do get up here, guys. I would expect a major rejection off of this zone. I would not at all expect price to break up. That being said, crazier things have happened. If price does break up above this zone here, the top of which sits at $5,775, if and when that does happen decisively with consolidation, at that point, I'll start considering this to be a bottom. Until that happens, guys, I don't see it happening. I think I can see very quick short up trends hitting that and then dropping right back down. To the downside, we're going to be watching for a possible bear trap. In other words, we're going to be watching for price to break down, possibly hit this wick, trapping people into short positions, making people think we're immediately heading down to $3,000, somewhere thereabouts. They immediately enter into short positions. Market makers hit this zone, reverse course, turn right back around, and bring price right back up. That's a real possibility as well, guys. So until we clear the bottom of this zone here, which again sits at about $4,050, or the top of this zone here, which sits at about $4,812, somewhere thereabouts, guys. Until we do break above one of these two zones, guys, we're just going to be watching and waiting, and I would not enter any kind of major move until we have cleared one of those zones. If you want to slowly dollar cost average in, that's a totally separate strategy, guys. I'm talking more towards day and or swing traders right now. If you're dollar cost averaging in, planning on holding for the long haul, guys, I've told you guys, I gave you a example yesterday on how to do that in the areas that I would be buying. If you want to go watch that, I won't go into that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap Bitcoin there, looking very quickly at EOS. EOS, like most altcoins, is basically just following Bitcoin. Pardon me. We've hit these major, pardon me, guys. We've hit these major, each one of these major supports all the way down, guys. Price came back down, hit this 428, and popped back up. At this point, guys, I think this was my last EOS update, which admittedly has been a while ago. I apologize for that. We bounced right on top of $4.50. I told you if 450 broke down, guys, we were very quickly probably going to drop down to at least 428. Probably down to the $4 range. Of course, that's exactly what happened. Price broke back down, bounced off 428, and then on the second attempt, just crashed right through. Consolidated a little bit here, but we knew, and I told you guys my past EOS updates, as soon as 428 broke down, we knew we were coming down to $4, between $4 and $3.50, our buy range down here. And this, as I told you guys last time, this is where I was expecting a bottom. That's a real possibility. We are getting a lot of consolidation. We're continuing to get a series of lower highs, higher lows. Again, very similar to Bitcoin. And I'm also going to be watching two zones here. We're going to be watching the bottom of our support right down here, which sits at $3.50, guys. If that does break, I do think it'll be a very quick drop to $3. And not a lot of support between $3.50 and $3. To the upside, we're going to be watching this zone here, top of which sits at about 428. If we can break above 428 with consolidation, guys, I'm going to start to get a lot more bullish, at least temporarily. Again, temporarily. If we can break above 428, guys, I think it possibly could be a very quick rise to the top of this zone here, which sits at about 467. $4.67, guys. I would expect this to be a logical target, and I would expect this to, as soon as price hits this zone, bouncing off 467, possibly 473, somewhere in this zone here, guys, I would expect a rejection and price to come back down. Again, without that major volume or major market moving news, I think these are going to be very quick, possible stop hunts, possible short squeeze, followed by price just collapsing right back down. I would not expect a sustainable bull run until we do get some kind of market moving news. Coming over here, looking at our moving averages, this is on the 1 week chart. We can see that price broke down, guys, let me get this out here so you guys can see this a little bit better. All right, there we go. We can see that price broke down, guys. We're just now hitting the bottom of that Bollinger Band on the weekly chart, guys. This, again, a very logical place for a possible, at least a temporary bounce, possible reversal, guys. But again, without that massive volume and some kind of market moving news, I don't really see it at this point, guys. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, I could be wrong, and we'll be watching and waiting to see if that does end up happening. But when we do get that reversal, guys, what I want to see is price. This is zooming in on the daily chart. I want to see price initially, obviously, break above this 8-day EMA, but really that 21-day EMA is going to be critical to watch, guys. Until we do break above that 21-day EMA, guys, the momentum is all bear at this moment, guys. The bears really do, even if we get a small little short-term uptrend, guys, until we break above that 21-day EMA on the daily chart. This is also true with Bitcoin. Until that does happen, momentum is completely in favor of the bears, and you want to make sure you're aware of that, guys, with all the any moves that you're making, because I know it's going to be very easy to FOMO in, especially if you see a nice bounce. It's going to be very easy to want to FOMO into that bounce, guys, thinking that that is the bottom and everyone wants to catch the bottom. I would encourage you not to do that. I really would. Probably, I mean, certainly it could be a bounce. I'm not saying that I'm right here, guys. I'm saying that it absolutely could be a bottom, but probability is not in your favor. With the volume being low, with absolutely no major news coming in right now, that just to expect this thing to just take off out of nowhere is just not logical. You're going to need one of two things to happen. Market moving news, again, wanting to attract in new buyers. The only other way new buyers come in is for price to drop low enough to attract those new buyers. And clearly that's not happening right now. So again, we'll just have to watch and wait to see if we get some kind of a short squeeze. We can try to capitalize off that short squeeze. But for that major bull run that everybody is hoping for and waiting for, guys, I do not see that happening again without some major change in either the market or price dropping lower. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things there. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. As always, would appreciate an upvote if you have enjoyed this content. Until next time, guys, please trade safe. Take care of yourselves. This is Working. Signing out.